Today we're comparing a lot of these electric vehicles, and I figured I can't do this comparison without a boosted board. I mean, that's the classic. So let's open this thing up and compare it with some of the other e-vehicles we have. What do you call these? E-scooters? E-boards?
Oh, this looks like the Terminator.
That's actually pretty sick. We're so impatient that we just unbox it in the parking lot. Risk of serious death or injury. I've already have enough injuries from riding boards, as you guys can probably tell. Samuel's first ride.
It's super fun, dude. The only thing that kind of sucks is like, I have to hold this.
Before we get any crazier with this, let's go get ourselves some helmets. Because if you thought an arm injury was bad, then a head injury is like 1,000 times worse. So little PSA announcement from Potato Jet right there. Check it out, we got some helmets, safety first. I mean, look at some of these animals riding around without helmets. Honestly, this would probably just be good for me to just wear this all the time.
You went and got a new toy today?
I did.
Well, you can't do kickflips on this one, so it actually might be okay.
This one goes faster than the OneWheel, so you know.
I'm just gonna look at it as another toy for me, not for you. It's kind of weird that you need this and you have to lean.
You'll get used to it though. You're gonna be like, whoa, this is a lot of fun actually.
What do you like better, the OneWheel or the boosted board? You like it? I think this was Peter's favorite.
I guess we're not thinking about the hospital bills we're getting. Is this a bad time to tell you that I'm gonna buy Lefty a wheelchair?
Are you really?
Yeah.
A wheelchair?
That'd be cool.
Lesty's gonna get some wheels too?
Yeah. Woo! It's probably lighter than the OneWheel, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's like way more manageable, especially for someone, you know, who's smaller like me. It's crazy because the OneWheel doesn't look like it's that heavy, but it's actually pretty beefy. Yeah, I like it. This is cool.
So this one is the Boosted Mini X, and this one runs about $1,000. They also have the Boosted Mini S, which is a less expensive version, but the mileage on the Boosted Mini S is like half of what this is, and also you're not gonna get as much power and speed. So I think it just makes sense to go for this Boosted Mini X. If you're gonna spend that $750, then I would probably just go for that $1,000 one and get this thing. This thing's pretty fun. And then there's the larger boosted boards, which we don't have here, but they go even faster, like 24 miles per hour, which is honestly, I think that's too fast for my comfort. Like I would never take it there.
I think it's perfect.
Are you not worried about like falling? Because every time Sam and I are like concerned. Hey, where's your helmet, young sir? Watching him ride that fast freaks me out, dude. He's in his mid-40s. If he falls,
his hips are gone.
He's probably dead.
Well, have you seen how many times you guys have fallen versus how many times I've fallen?
And then the next most popular one, which I've had for a while, is this OneWheel XR. This one's actually pretty expensive. It's about $1,800, but it has a pretty big range. It has that one fat tire, so it's pretty good off-road and on-road. And it does have the little brother, which is the Pint, which we're waiting for it to come in. We did put in an order for one, but that one has a lot less miles, but it's also supposed to be much more maneuverable. But $950 is a very attractive price point for OneWheel.
Agreed.
This is an electric scooter, and we've probably all seen a lot of these, especially if you live in a city. You probably see these scattered all over the place now. But this is one that NineBot sent out to me. I believe they're owned by Segway. We've all heard of them. And this is the Kick Scooter Max that they're just about to launch on Indiegogo. So if you want to get in on it, I'll leave a link on it down below. They did send this to me for free. This is actually the only thing that was sent to us. All the things we did pay full price for. Now, we don't have pricing for this just yet, but maybe by the time you're watching this video, if you check the link in the description, you could probably see how much it runs for. What was really attractive about this is this claims to go 40 miles. Which is, think about that, 40 miles, or I think it's like 65 kilometers. I mean, if that's true, that's insane. So it has a huge battery in there. So it actually makes it very practical because it's very easy to use and very useful. It's also worth noting that Boosted, the company that makes boosted board, just launched one today actually. And that one's supposed to go 25 miles per hour, which is fast, but it doesn't have as much range as this. So anyways, let's take these three out and see how they do. Look at all these losers pedaling.
What if they came back and kicked your ass for saying that?
I hope they didn't hear me. I kind of whispered it so they won't hear. When it comes to off-road, I think the OneWheel definitely takes the win because it just glides over hard dirt, also soft dirt. Even if it's kind of sandy, it's okay.
And it feels smooth, just kind of like flying over. You're like super chill.
The only downside is you can't really go up super steep hills. Yeah, the front end will just jam into the dirt if you try to go up something kind of steep. Second place has definitely got to be the scooter. It's actually decent.
You feel it a little bit more than the OneWheel, but it's still pretty smooth.
Except when you get into some of the sandier
heavier stuff, if you have to turn the handles at all, then you start to feel it get a little bit squirrely.
The scooter, you're fine on like dirt and maybe like lightly sandy dirt, but definitely not sand. The one wheel, I've taken it on a beach before and just cruised it along the sand. And you can ride on the beach as long as it's kind of like damp sand or packed down sand, but if it's like fluffy sand, then you're just gonna sink right in. The boosted board, I think actually rides okay on hard packed dirt, but as soon as it starts to get a little bit soft or a little bit sandy, it's gonna dig right in because it has those tiny wheels. I had a hell of a time trying to get the boosted board going on this dirt, so no thank you.
Oh my God.
Okay, that does not work well off-road at all. So one wheel definitely takes the win for off-road use. The NineBot scooter, decent, but not as good. And the longboard, I would probably just stick to smooth pavement. We should also give an honorable mention to some of those off-road longboards. I think they're made by Evolution, so they're a longboard but with giant tires. So that would probably be pretty decent in a place like that. That would actually be really fun, but we don't have one, so. Yeah. Like literally, this is the first time I've seen another one wheel cruising around.
I was like, I know those LEDs. Taylor, dude.
Taylor?
Good meeting
Hey,
you, man.
nice meeting you too.
I couldn't resist. I'm a boarder at heart, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting a little too old, but hey.
Right,
yeah, my
awesome.
insurance rates are horrible, so I got rid of the car and got one of these. And
Oh, really? You sold your car for that?
yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I came down like a curb dip, and it threw me off.
Oh.
Man, well, I thought I broke my leg. All this is just burned.
Have you ever tried a boosted board?
No.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Hey Sam, you still want that one wheel more?
Hell
Let's just
yeah.
take that one wheel real quick, and then we'll just let him keep that boosted. Let's go.
Yeah. Take a little getting used to, but wow.
I don't know, me personally, I would still go for the one wheel.
I know, man. Those cracks out there, I was like, don't hit that.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the biggest thing, especially in LA with all the cracks on the
This
streets.
is fault line, man.
When it comes to ease of use, that NineBot Kick Scooter Max, easy, piece of cake. Or even if you haven't really ridden much like it before, pretty much seen everyone just pick one up and get on it and get used to it fairly quickly. And that's probably why they've become so popular with those companies like Bird or Lime Scooters, where they just leave them out in the streets. You can just scan in and pick one up and go. The boosted board, a little bit trickier, a little bit more getting used to, but if you've ridden skateboards or longboards before, then it's essentially like that, except for instead of kicking, you just press a button. And finally, there's that one wheel, which is definitely the trickiest of the bunch, but me personally, it was actually easier than I thought it was going to be, and it's definitely very nimble and maneuverable. The one wheel is definitely the hardest, but not nearly as hard as that electric unicycle. So that's another option out there, which I don't really recommend to get anymore. I mean, that thing is like impossible to ride.
It just feels like it's gonna dump over at every second.
Now, when it comes to safety, since that electric scooter has a pretty big wheel and it's so easy and intuitive to ride, I think that's the safest of the bunch.
You just have far more control. You're using hands and legs and your whole body.
Unless you're trying to do it one-handed. So this is the only vehicle that's definitely recommended to be a two-handed vehicle. I can kind of ride it, but it's very wobbly, if that's a word. And also, the brake is on the left hand, so I can't brake right now. So if I go too fast, I'm in trouble.
Oh my God.
I think the boosted board and one wheel, they're both pretty equally as dangerous. It's easy to stop paying attention for a second and then hit a bump or something and have it slip out under you and you're just gonna poof. One huge advantage this boosted board has is the weight of this. This one specifically, I think is 16.8 pounds. So that is the lightest of the bunch, and it's also very easy to carry, just right down here, and it also doesn't feel very awkward to walk around carrying it because you obviously can't ride this board everywhere. I love how compact this Mini X is. So let's say you ride it to a restaurant or something, it's not that weird to like bring it into the restaurant, just like stick this by your seat. The only inconvenient thing about it is that it has that separate remote, and I feel like it'd be easy to accidentally forget this at home or charge one but not the other.
The heaviest of the bunch is the Segway NineBot Kick Scooter Max, and it weighs in at a hefty 41 pounds. Even though it is 40 pounds, it's pretty easy to lift because the neck folds down, locks into place, and it becomes a handle that you can pick up and carry.
I think the fact that you could just fold down the neck and it'll fit into a trunk of a car is a pretty big deal. Let's say the battery runs out or something, you need to hop in an Uber, then just throw it in any car. Then there's the OneWheel XR, which comes in at 27 pounds, so I love riding it, but I hate having to pick it up after a security guard yells at me. He's like, get off that thing, you're in a mall. So 27 pounds definitely is not super fun to hold, and also there's grips right here, which makes it okay, but it's also a little bit cumbersome to kind of carry it around. I also noticed that the grip tape here can kind of shred away out my pants a little bit. Yeah, so you can actually see it right there, it's wearing out. And then the pint comes in at 23 pounds, so that's actually gonna be quite a bit lighter. And also with that handle that you can stick on the side of it, I think the pint's gonna be a pretty good option. Okay, so there's also these larger boosted boards, which are very popular. Unfortunately, we don't have one here, but my good friend Chris from Texas, you guys probably remember him from some of my other videos. Let's give him a call real quick. Beep, beep. Chris Rollins. What is that? What are you doing? That looks like a potato gun. Oh, it is a potato gun.
Yeah, potato jet. That was 4 Mississippis.
Whoa! What just happened? If you guys want to see that at 7,000 frames per second, go check out Chris's channel. Hey, so quick question. We got a boosted Mini X yesterday. We decided to pick one up. What is your reason for choosing the boosted board over the OneWheel? Because you've tried them both out pretty regularly.
I use my boosted board mainly for commuting, which is, I average about 6 or 7 miles for my commute, and the OneWheel you have to constantly be leaning on it, which is cool that it's hands-free, that's how it works, but it gets really exhausting and it's not very comfortable. It's not a very comfortable way to ride for a long distance. And with a boosted board, once you get up to speed, you can sort of center yourself up and it's a lot more relaxing, and it's a little bit easier on your body to do really long distances with.
So you're putting like 14 miles a day on your boosted board?
Yeah, on average. I'm coming up probably on 2,000 miles on my boosted board.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
So,
I could definitely see that if you're using it as a commuter, you're just trying to get a far distance real fast, the boosted board probably makes a lot of sense. You once made a video where you got pulled behind a car and charged your battery, right? How's that work?
Yeah, so the boosted board has regenerative braking. Anytime that you're using the brake feature, it's giving a little bit more juice back to the battery. So yeah, I did a video last year where I drained the battery down, to 0, and then I put a ski rope behind my car and just rode the brake for probably about 6 or 7 miles to see if it would fully charge it, and it does.
That's awesome. All the way from dead to full?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll link that video above as well if you guys want to see that. Oh, you know what I really want is that electric mountain bike. I mean, that is my dream, but they're just so expensive.
I know.
I know I watched your video about the e-bike that you rode, and it's like, man, that looks so cool, because for me, that seems like the perfect combination, because you get to have a lot of off-road capability and you still get exercise. Like, I still want to be able to get exercise when I take him out, so you're still pedaling, but it assists you with the battery, right? So then all of a sudden you're traveling much further, much faster, and like going uphill on a mountain bike, like, I mean, I dread that process, but on an e-bike it sounds like it'd be a piece of cake.
Oh, it's a breeze. And that was a really great option. It was a lot of fun. For me though, the price point is still way too high because they're so expensive.
Yeah, we're basically just dead on battery right now. It literally just died right there. It's not going anymore. Boosted board was the first one to die. We went 11.9 miles with it. But what I love about this boosted board is that even after it's dead, you can still ride it like a regular skateboard. It's a little bit heavy, but the thing is, once you get some momentum going, it keeps going. Like, it doesn't want to slow down. Opposed to if that OneWheel were to die, you would have to pick it up and just carry it. I would have to give it to the OneWheel for the most fun factor.
I agree. It's just, it feels so different once you're riding it. You feel like you're floating almost.
I like the OneWheel, but for me, it's the boosted board. Growing up riding skateboards and whatever, it's just the most natural transition. Plus, it's so fast.
And it's like when you get a big flat surface, then you could just let it rip. Once you start going so fast on the OneWheel, I start to feel a little bit uncomfortable. I feel like I'm kind of forcing it. Like, I could cruise at 12 to maybe 15 miles per hour pretty comfortably, but taking it up to that top speed of 19 miles per hour, like, no thanks. When it comes to practicality, I gotta give it to the NineBot Kick Scooter Max. We could probably get that 40 miles, which is actually insane. Just think about how much distance that is. And I also feel like it's the least likely to put me in the hospital again. Yeah, with like boosted and OneWheel, like every time I have a little bit of an adrenaline rush, I'm like, I might break another arm. So if you're looking for like a commuter vehicle, I feel like you would probably want to go with one of the scooters. I mean, this one's pretty awesome. And again, shout out to NineBot for sending it out to us. They haven't told us the price on it yet, but they do tell us it's going to be pretty competitive. So that is definitely a good option to look at. Oh, dude, that's a bug, yeah.
Am I close?
No, on the side. I mean, that just goes to show you how fast that boosted board is. There's Sam just ripping it and just literally using his teeth as a windshield.
It was so much fun. At first I was like, meh, I don't know about the boosted board, but now I want the pint this much. and I want the boosted board this much. You see how close it is?
Anyways, after that 12-mile ride, the boosted board obviously depleted its battery. The OneWheel still had a little bit of juice left at 37%, so it still had another third of a battery to go. And the NineBot kick scooter still had 62%, so it still had a lot of juice left, which is impressive. Another thing to note is that the scooter and OneWheel also have a little headlight, so if you're cruising around at night, it's definitely useful. If you're gonna ride the boosted board after dark, you're gonna want to have a flashlight with you or something to make sure you don't run over any big rocks. But all of them, I think you're gonna be happy with. The thing you're gonna be most excited about is probably my brand new merch. It's actually not ready to be on sale yet, but it's getting close. My closet is just filled with like different versions of this shirt now because I've been testing so many different types out, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this one, but I want to change this. Let's get another one, another one, another one. And also there's like so many different options in terms of where to get the shirts from, and I really want them to be like really comfortable, and this one's really nice and soft. You can see there's a little potato guy here, but the placement of this guy is a little off. I need to scoot him over like an inch or so. Anyways, it's almost ready. Time to read some comments from my last video, which was all about the Insta360 One X and some of the super unique angles you can get with it. If you want to see Sam scream for his life, then go check it out. I'm just kidding, I'll just play it for you now. Top comments from Michael Short. You look like the kid from this joke, it's still going. Is it ever gonna end? Matt222 says, the better question is how many balloons does it take to lift your house up? We use these 24-inch balloons, and it actually only took 2 of them to lift up the Insta360. But the helium expert lady was like, yeah, if you want to just use regular sized balloons, you need a ton of them because of the weight to lift ratio. Matt Lewis says, I want the Insta360 so I can get the 360 shot of me breaking my arm while doing a kickflip. You guys could totally stop reminding me of my broken arm and my kickflip abilities. Okay, let's try to move past that. Let's think forward. Lash says, my grandma just died today, and owning this camera is literally the only thing that will make me feel better. See, I don't know how to feel about these comments because he's just messing with me, right? So, haha. But what if he actually did? Then if I laughed at that, I would be the worst guy ever. So the safe route would be to just go, oh, I'm sorry, my sincere condolences. But then you don't want to be that super gullible guy that just like takes everything so seriously and doesn't know when to take a joke. So Lash, I'm pretty sure you're joking, but if your grandma did really just die, that's really sorry. Like, seriously sorry. Let's just end the video here.